Welcome back, everybody. This is Eric here with Guitarsenal. We've got a very special piece of gear that we're going to be showing off here. This is an early 70s Evans Super Echo. If you guys don't remember, we did a video on the Evans Nova 400. That particular unit is really cool. It's got this like cool orange and blue and silver, like chrome looking Art Deco 70s kind of vibe going on. This unit is a little bit earlier. Now this particular one is not, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles of the Evans Model 400, but in my opinion, this is probably one of the best things out there, especially for what they cost compared to some of their more popular counterparts, okay, which we won't name just yet, but we will at some point in the video, okay. Now this particular unit I purchased from my friend Mark Oman over at Vintage Audio Nagoya. He runs a vintage shop out of Nagoya, Japan. I consider the man to be a great friend of mine. He is such a good dude. I've done business with him on several occasions, and the stuff always shows up perfectly packaged, and it gets here and everything's good to go. So this is the second unit I've ordered from Japan from Mark. And great job on his part. He actually makes really good effects demos in his own regard. So every piece of gear that he sells, he actually goes through and makes a demo for you so you can hear exactly all the little quirks and nuances. Some of these machines have some neat little things going on with them. So we will explore that. This unit is certainly in the vein of like the Echoplex, but in my opinion, I think it's maybe a little bit more useful and a little bit easier to integrate into an already clean rig. The way that the controls on this amp are set up are really simple on this particular Echo, is what I should have said. If we open up the control panel and expose the guts, we can see that there's a tape running over these heads here, and basically when you control the length of the delay, it just goes long to short just by sliding the head, just like on an Echoplex, all right? Very easy unit to take care of and deal with. Earlier I went to turn it on, and the motor actually got a little bit stuck. I had to give it a little help, and then it started rolling on its own. But right now it's going. So you got a little motor in there, really cool stuff. Excellent build quality on these particular units, and I love the classy look. I mean, it just fits perfectly on top of a vintage Fender amplifier. It just looks like it belongs. We are running a 1966 Fender Pro Reverb amplifier, and it's running pretty hot here. It's turned up good. We're running a Wide Sky P125. These are Curtis Novak humbuckers that are voiced for the Wide Sky P125. Getting some nice, hopefully PAF sounding things there in the intro. If you can get past some of my playing is a little rough. I haven't been playing much lately, so we've just gotten back into videos, and we were getting some drive there from the Penny Saver Royale from Way Huge Pedals. This particular effect was a collaboration between George Trips and Joe Bonamassa. It puts together a really cool drive circuit along with a chorus circuit. So we had that going in the intro, and of course our delay. Let's listen to the naked sound of our Pro Reverb amplifier. I think we can all agree it's going to be pretty epic. All right, let's give it a listen. Sounding really nice there. Here's the neck pickup. Bridge. Very nice, nice classic clean Fender amplifier. All right, here's the, now you do get an audible bump. I am using a Roland foot switch to turn the Echo on and off. You've got some simple controls for a couple of instrument inputs, a microphone input, and then on your controls you've got a simple slider that controls the length of the Echo, long to short, the amount of repeats, the Echo volume, and the Echo tone. Now the cool thing about the tone and volume controls on this unit is that there's no real preamp built into this unit. It's pretty much just right on through. So if you turn that volume control all the way down, it has nothing to do with your dry signal at all. It is not going to change the signal going directly to your amplifier through the unit. The only difference is it turns down the intensity of the echo. So if you want this long, drawn-out thing with a lot of feedback, but you don't want it to be really in there, you do get sort of a wet to dry control by changing the volume of the echo and the intensity of the echo. So that is a really awesome feature of this unit. And I love that you can control the tone of the repeats on this unit, whereby on the Echoplex, you don't really get that luxury. One thing I want to mention, compared to the Echoplex, this unit is probably a little bit harder to work on if you have to service one. So that's something to consider. The tapes can be made really readily. There's plenty of old Japanese like karaoke cassettes out there you can cut open and take the tape out of and make your own tape loops. They are a little quirky. It's a very lightweight unit too. Compared to the Nova 400, it is a very lightweight unit, and I would say lighter than Echoplex as well. So if you are going to travel and use one of these live, that's cool. It is lighter than Echoplex. Overall, I would say that this particular equipment is not something I'd probably want to take out on the road. I mean, it's a good studio tool. I think that's the way I would try to approach it. So what we can do is let's get a really intense, long amount of repeats. Let's go on the long side, get those repeats kind of cascading and going nuts, and let's just turn the intensity of the volume down a bit, and let's get some nice glassy, trebly sounding tone in the repeats. All right, so this should be the naked amp. All right, now with the echo. That's a really nice delay sound there, getting into some beautiful settings. Let's go on the opposite end and go to the short side. Now, one thing I'll mention about this echo unit that is really, really cool, and I love it, is that wherever you set that slider, it stays there. It's a nice discernible slider that keeps that head exactly where you put it. I noticed on my Echoplex it could just be out of servicing a bit, but that slider will move with vibrations from the amplifier, especially if it's sitting on top of a cranked amp. This particular amp is on 7. It's definitely turned up, and if I may say, sounding beautiful, if I might add. The vibrations are not causing our adjustments to go out of there. Now I'm going to let some chords ring out. You can certainly hear some beautiful modulation in these repeats just from this tape is probably older, and that motor, you know, it's moving a little maybe inconsistent, so you get these really nice modulations. Sound kind of like this. You can hear the modulation. I'll let a few chords ring out. So on the upper end, we can certainly get into that crazy mode. That's with the tone turned up and getting kind of glassy. And we've got our, repeats in our volume pretty high on the echo. Let's go a little longer and a little ethereal and get a little more wet, if you will. Get all the way up. And I'll also break back on that tone to let you hear how dark the repeats can be as well. This guitar is very inspiring with the drive pedal and this delay plugged in. It just sounds very musical, very organic. It just makes you want to get in there and just really play. So let's give this a listen, okay? All right, let's get a little lower on the repeats. Let's get kind of a dark slapback setting. There's a nice laid back sound there. We get some more repeats in there. Get a little bit higher on the tone of the unit. I'm just trying to give you some ideas of what this bad boy can do. It's quite the machine, if I say so myself. All right, get a little more repeats. Let's get really short on the repeats and get the repeats way up and the delay time real short. And let's get real intense and laid back on the tone. See how that sounds. All right, I don't know what this is going to do. Gets into some cool territory. Let's get in the middle. I feel like having that echo way up and those repeats way up and getting it kind of cascading and on the verge of destruction is certainly the way to run these types of machines. And with a good overdrive, it can certainly get into some cool territory. These things sound great on drums and vocals and saxophones and other types of instruments as well. So don't think that it's just only for guitar use. There are microphone inputs. This could be a secret weapon in the studio for sure for a lot of people that are looking to get those very genuine and honest, old school echo sounds. These units are not quite that well known right now. So the more people know about them, the prices on them are going to start going up. So, I mean, that's just one of the negative side effects about, making something a little bit more well known is supply and demand is a thing. And, all it takes is for one famous person to get a hold of one of these machines, and that's it. The prices go to heck. But right now, they're actually very affordable. Anyway, have a good one. We post every Friday here on Guitarsenal. We hope you'll tune in. Have yourself a great week, and we'll see you next week. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Have a good one. Oh, what an inspiring guitar sound. Woo! All right.
Thank you.